When the Galactic Council went too far, humanity responded without restraint. The solar system had never seen anything like it. Humans had spread quietly into space, building stations around the Moon, Mars, and even the asteroid belt. Ships moved like silver birds between planets, carrying miners, scientists, and explorers. Earth had grown strong, and no one in the galaxy had noticed, until now. High above Earth, in the cold silence of orbit, Captain Ethan Brooks stood on the bridge of the Liberty, Earth's newest and most advanced exploratory ship. His eyes followed the blinking lights of approaching signals. Each light represented a message, and not one of them was friendly. "Captain Brooks," said Lieutenant Maya Cole, a young officer with sharp eyes and a quick mind. "Incoming transmission from the Galactic Council. It's marked urgent." Ethan nodded. "Put it through." A holographic figure appeared in the center of the bridge. It was tall and thin, with skin that shimmered like liquid metal. Its voice was calm but carried the weight of authority. "Humans," the figure said, "the Galactic Council has observed your expansion. Your technology and colonization progress violate our regulations. You are ordered to cease all space exploration beyond your solar system. Non-compliance will result in immediate military action. This is your final warning." Ethan's jaw tightened. He turned to his crew. "They think we will obey." "They think we are weak." Lieutenant Cole frowned. "Captain, they're not bluffing. Their fleets could destroy us in hours." Ethan shook his head slowly. "That's what they want us to believe. But humans survive because we don't follow the rules the universe expects. We adapt. We fight, and we win." Below, on Earth, Ambassador Jack Simmons paced in his office at the United Nations Space Command headquarters. The message from the Council had been clear. Humanity had been given an impossible choice: stop exploring, stop advancing, or face destruction. Jack clenched his fists. He thought of the people who had died to get humanity into space, the miners on Mars, the engineers building the deep space drives, the scientists who had unlocked dark matter propulsion. All of them had risked everything for one thing: freedom. Jack would not surrender that. He pressed a button on his console, connecting with the Council's representative once more. "This is Ambassador Jack Simmons of Earth," he said firmly. "We will not comply with your demands. Humanity has the right to grow and explore. Your threats will not change that." There was silence on the line. Then the alien voice replied, cold and emotionless. "You will regret your decision, human. The Council does not tolerate defiance. Prepare to face consequences." Jack ended the transmission and took a deep breath. Outside, the sun rose over Earth, shining on the cities and seas. He thought of what humans had always done when faced with impossible odds. They fought. And they survived. In a secret laboratory on the outskirts of Denver, Dr. Lily Morgan was hunched over a console, her eyes scanning streams of data. She had been working on a new weapon system, one that could give humanity a fighting chance against the Council's fleets. The prototype was ready. Dr. Morgan called her assistant Jason Hill. "The Council's message just arrived. Everyone is panicking." Lily didn't look up. "Good. Panic makes people predictable. We're going to need that unpredictability. The fleet isn't ready for what we're about to unleash." Jason frowned. "You mean we fight them? Now?" Lily smiled faintly. "Oh, we fight. Always. That's what humans do. And we're not just fighting to survive. We're showing the galaxy what happens when you underestimate us." Back on the Liberty, Captain Brooks prepared his crew for what might be the most dangerous mission in human history. The ship's engines thrummed softly, a constant reminder that humanity had come a long way. "Set course for the outer edge of the solar system," Ethan ordered. "We need to know what we're dealing with before they arrive." "If they think we're weak, we'll show them otherwise." "Aye, Captain." All systems ready. The Liberty left orbit, slipping past the moon, through the asteroid belt, and toward the distant reaches of the system. Communication channels were open, but the Council had already jammed most frequencies. Humanity would have to act alone. Meanwhile, in orbit around Jupiter, sensors picked up an unusual signature. A small Council scout ship had entered the system ahead of the main fleet. Its engines left a faint trail of blue energy. The ship was observing, calculating, waiting. "They're sending a scout," he said. "They want to see us before committing fully." "Good. Let them watch. We'll be ready." Days passed. On Earth, scientists worked non-stop, modifying satellites and defense platforms. Ships were loaded with supplies and weapons. Humanity's engineers, miners, and technicians coordinated efforts like a single organism, each part working to ensure survival. In one of the command centers, Jack Simmons gathered a group of advisors.
"We cannot rely on diplomacy anymore," he said. "The Council has made its position clear.
We either prepare for war or face extinction." An advisor, Colonel Grant Ellis, spoke up. "Are we really ready to face a galactic military force? We have ships, yes, but they have thousands more. They can destroy us before we can even react." Jack looked at him, calm but firm. "They underestimate us. That's humanity's advantage. We've never been the strongest. But we survive by being clever, by thinking differently, by refusing to surrender." In the depths of the solar system, the Liberty detected the Council scout again. Ethan Brooks ordered evasive maneuvers, taking the ship through the moons of Jupiter, weaving through the gas giant's turbulent storms. The scout followed, persistent but cautious. "Captain," said Lieutenant Cole, "they're studying our patterns. They want to find weaknesses." Ethan nodded. "Then we give them something they won't expect. Initiate random course changes. Make them think they understand us. Then change everything." The scout ship hesitated, confused by the unpredictable human maneuvers. Ethan smiled. Humanity had learned long ago that survival required creativity, not just strength. Back on Earth, Dr. Lily Morgan activated a test of the new weapon system. Energy pulsed through the control room, and a holographic display showed the effect of her designs on an alien warship. The result was devastating. One well-placed shot could disable a vessel that dwarfed Earth's largest battleships. Jason Hill watched in awe. If we can do that in real combat, we might actually survive. We won't just survive. We'll make them think twice before ever coming near us again. Across the solar system, the Council fleet moved slowly. Their massive ships glided silently through the void, confident in their superiority. They did not know the humans they faced were not ordinary. They did not understand human resilience, ingenuity, or unpredictability. Captain Brooks gathered his officers in the ship's strategy room. "The Council thinks they are gods. They think we'll surrender. They think we're weak. They are wrong. Every maneuver we make, every decision we take, will remind them why humans survive. We are not just another species. We are a force they have never faced. And they will remember that." Lieutenant Cole's eyes shone with determination. "Then let's make them remember." As the Liberty approached the edge of the system, signals indicated the main Council fleet was near. Hundreds of ships, massive and silent, waited beyond the orbit of Neptune. The Council underestimated humans, as they always did. They did not see the courage in Ethan Brooks, the brilliance of Lily Morgan, or the determination of Jack Simmons. They did not know that humans would fight not because they had to, but because they refused to be controlled. Ethan Brooks activated the ship's dark matter drives, sending a pulse through the solar system. The Liberty surged forward, faster than the Council expected. Small human ships joined behind, skimming past asteroids, weaving between planets, using every advantage the solar system could offer. For the first time, the Council realized humans might not be as weak as they assumed. The scout ship sent warnings back to the main fleet, but it was too late. Humans had already begun to show that they would not submit, that they would not obey, and that when the Galactic Council went too far, humanity would respond without restraint. Captain Brooks stood on the bridge, looking out at the stars. "This is just the beginning," he said quietly. "The galaxy doesn't know what's coming, but they will end." Somewhere on Earth, Dr. Lily Morgan smiled at the data streaming in. Humanity had taken its first step into a war it did not seek, but would not avoid. A war that would remind the galaxy that humans are clever, fearless, and unstoppable when pushed too far. The sun rose over Earth again, shining on a planet ready for the fight of its life. Humanity was united, determined, and unbroken. The stars were no longer a distant dream. They were the battlefield. The first part of the story closed with tension and hope, leaving humans poised on the edge of a conflict that would shake the galaxy to its core. The Council believed it was issuing a warning. Humanity believed it was a challenge. And humanity never backs down from a challenge. Earth was no longer the quiet planet it had been. News of the Galactic Council's threat had spread quickly. People all over the world were tense but determined. Humanity faced a force it had never fought before. But humans had never faced the impossible and backed down. Captain Ethan Brooks and the Liberty returned to orbit around Earth after their first reconnaissance mission. They had tested the Council scouts' reactions, and it had become clear how the aliens thought. They were organized, predictable, and arrogant. Humanity had a chance, but only if they moved fast. Ethan met with Ambassador Jack Simmons in the command center. Jack looked grave but resolute. "They're sending more ships," Jack said. "Their main fleet is assembling near the edge of the system. If we wait, it will be too late." Ethan nodded. "Then we do not wait. We prepare, and when they come, we show them exactly what humans can do." Across the globe, scientists, engineers, and military leaders worked in coordination. Dr. Lily Morgan led a team in the Denver laboratories, refining the new dark matter warship technology. Each ship was designed to be faster, smarter, and more unpredictable than any enemy could imagine. Jason Hill, her assistant, examined a holographic display of one of the ships. "If these ships work the way you say, they could take out a Council cruiser with just one strike," he said. Lily nodded. "It's not just the weapons. It's the way we fight. Humans do not follow patterns. We think creatively. We adapt. That is something the Council will never expect." Meanwhile, Captain Brooks trained the pilots. The human fleet was small compared to the Council's, but they were skilled, brave, and willing to risk everything. Flight drills took place in simulated asteroid fields around Jupiter's moons, and in mock battles that pushed the crew to their limits. Lieutenant Maya Cole adjusted the targeting system of her ship. "Captain, they're going to underestimate us. Again, that's our advantage. We can turn that weakness into our strength." Ethan grinned. "Exactly. That's why humans survive. That's why we will fight without fear. Remember, a human soldier never gives up, no matter how strong the enemy seems." The Council's arrogance was growing. They believed Earth was a minor planet with no real power. Their spies reported scattered human ships and small defense stations. The Council did not know that humans had learned from every battle in their history that they used intelligence, creativity, and courage to survive against impossible odds. Lily Morgan tested a prototype of the Aegis-class warship. The room shook as energy flowed through the test chamber. On the holographic display, the Council cruiser disintegrated in a controlled simulation. Everyone watched silently, understanding the power they had just created. "This is more than a weapon," Lily said. "It's a statement. The Council will not expect us to hit like this, but we will, and they will regret underestimating humans." On the Liberty, Ethan studied the fleet formations the Council might use. "They are used to thinking in straight lines, predictable patterns," he said to Maya Cole. "We will fight like humans. We will change patterns constantly. We will hit them where they do not expect, and when they retreat, we will still be standing." Jack Simmons coordinated with Earth's leaders. "We have allies, but the galaxy is mostly silent. Other species fear the Council. They will not help us. This is our fight, and it will be bloody if we are not careful. But we will survive, because we must." Across the solar system, human ships began strategic positioning. Smaller scout ships took positions near the asteroid belt, using the rocks as cover. Larger ships moved behind Jupiter and Saturn, ready to strike. Every human vessel was prepared for both offense and defense. The Council believes they can intimidate us. That ends now. We take control. We show them humans are not weak, and we do it on our terms. Understand? No one holds back.
Lieutenant Cole smiled. "Understood, Captain."
Humanity does not hold back. Dr. Lily Morgan activated communications with the fleet. "Our new ships are ready," she said. "Weapons are charged. High targeting is online. Dark matter engines are stable. When the time comes, we hit with precision. Remember, we are not just fighting to survive. We are fighting to prove that humans cannot be controlled." Jason Hill glanced at her. "Do you really think we can do this? Face a galactic army and survive?" Lily looked at him calmly. "We have no choice. And yes, we will survive. Humans always find a way. That is what makes us dangerous." In orbit near Neptune, a Council scout ship observed human movements. It reported back to the main fleet.
"Humans are preparing," it said. "They are more organized than expected."
"Their technology is advancing rapidly. Recommend immediate engagement."
The Council leaders frowned. "They are clever, but they are still humans." "They are weak. Send the fleet."
"They will break easily." He had already sent a small team of scouts to test the Council's defenses. These scouts moved quietly, studying enemy sensors and calculating patterns. They reported back every anomaly, every weakness, every mistake. On Earth, Jack Simmons addressed the United Nations Space Command. "The Council thinks humans are small, weak, and predictable. They are wrong. Humans are resourceful, brave, and unpredictable. That is our advantage. And that advantage will decide the fate of this war before it even begins." Lily Morgan finished the final adjustments on the prototype warship. The engines hummed with raw energy. It was more than a ship. It was a weapon of survival, designed for a species that never gave up. She felt a surge of pride. Humanity had created something remarkable, not just to fight, but to remind the galaxy that humans would not be controlled. Captain Brooks gathered the officers. "The Council fleet will arrive soon," he said. "Our job is simple. We hit them first. We hit them smart. And we never stop." This is not just a battle. This is a statement. The galaxy will remember humanity after this. Lieutenant Cole adjusted her uniform. They will remember, Captain. They will learn the hard way. They were ready not just with weapons, but with determination. Every human on every ship knew that they were defending not just Earth, but the right to exist, the right to grow, and the right to explore. Dr. Lily Morgan sent one last message to all ships. Remember, humans survive because we adapt. Humans survive because we do not give up. Humans survive because we are clever. Stay alive, fight smart, and never, ever surrender. The Council fleet entered the outer solar system. Massive ships glided like predators. They did not expect humans to fight back, and they did not expect humans to think differently. Captain Brooks gave the order. Prepare for engagement. Keep to the plan. Watch the enemy. Learn their weaknesses and strike hard. Humanity does not bow to anyone. Humanity fights, and today the galaxy will see what that means. As the first Council ships came into view, the human fleet spread out among the asteroid fields and gas giants. Every move was calculated, yet unpredictable. The Council would soon realize that humans were not ordinary. They were dangerous. On Earth, Jack Simmons watched the screens, the lines of communication glowing with updates from every human vessel. The planet was tense but calm. Humanity had prepared for this moment for years, in secret, and now it had arrived. Dr. Lily Morgan monitored her calculations, adjusting targeting systems and energy flows. The ships were ready. Every crew member was trained. Every weapon was charged. Humanity would respond with force, strategy, and courage. Captain Brooks stood on the bridge of the Liberty, watching the approaching fleet. This is it, he said quietly. The first real test. The first real battle. The Council thinks they control the galaxy. They think humans are weak. We will show them otherwise. The first spark of conflict was about to ignite in the cold emptiness of space. The Council believed they were ready. Humanity knew differently, and when the first strike was made, it would remind the galaxy that humans never surrender, never obey when pushed too far, and always find a way to fight back. The stars themselves seemed to watch, waiting to see which side would falter. But on the human ships, there was no fear, only focus. There was no doubt, only determination. Humanity had prepared. Humanity would strike, and humanity would survive, no matter what. As the dark shapes of the Council ships loomed closer, Captain Brooks turned to Lieutenant Cole. It begins now. Stay sharp, stay smart, and fight like humans always fight, without fear, without hesitation, and without restraint. And with that, humanity moved into its first real confrontation, ready to test every skill, every weapon, and every ounce of courage against a fleet that thought it had nothing to fear. The stage was set, the pieces in motion, and the galaxy was about to witness what happens when the Council goes too far, and humans respond without restraint. The first glimmers of Council ships appeared on the edge of the solar system. They were massive, dark, and silent, moving with the confidence of a species that believed it had already won. Humanity had seen images of their fleets, but the reality was always more imposing. Yet, on the bridges of Earth's ships, no one trembled. Captain Ethan Brooks stood on the command deck of the Liberty, watching the screens. Hundreds of alien vessels stretched across the void. Each was a predator, sleek and armed with unimaginable weapons. But Ethan saw opportunity in their arrogance. "Captain," Lieutenant Maya Cole said, her voice tight with focus, "they are advancing in a straight line. Predictable. They think we will panic, but we have a plan." Ethan nodded. "Good. Remember, they expect fear. We give them strategy. Every move we make will be a surprise. That is our advantage." The human fleet spread out, weaving between asteroids and skirting the orbit of Neptune. Scouts started forward, slipping in and out of shadows to gather intelligence on the enemy. The Council had calculated the humans would hide, that they would retreat. Instead, humans were everywhere, unseen until they struck. Dr. Lily Morgan monitored the battle systems from Earth. "Energy readings are stable. Weapons are online. AI targeting systems are running simulations faster than any alien command could respond. This is the moment we prepared for." Jason Hill, her assistant, frowned at the display. "Are we sure the Council doesn't have a trick? One miscalculation, and billions could die. Humans survive because we adapt. We make mistakes, yes, but we also learn faster than anyone expects."
That is why we are dangerous. The first contact came near the orbit of Uranus.
Small Council destroyers pushed ahead of the main fleet, testing human defenses. Captain Brooks directed the Liberty and smaller human ships to strike with precision. Lasers flared in the darkness, energy shields glowed, and human ships moved unpredictably, dodging and weaving in ways the Council could not anticipate. Lieutenant Cole laughed quietly as she watched her ship slip through a narrow asteroid gap. "They can't predict us. Every time they fire, we are already somewhere else.
They have no idea what we will do next."
Remember, the goal is not just survival. We hit them smart. Disable their ships, gather intelligence, and retreat, if needed. Every action counts. Every move must be precise. Council commanders were confused. Their scouts reported strange patterns. Humans were not fighting like any species they had encountered. They were creative, clever, and relentless. The Council had expected humans to surrender, to scatter. Instead, they were counterattacking with speed and precision. One human strike group targeted a Council cruiser near the rings of Saturn. Dr. Lily Morgan had calculated the exact weak points, and when the human ships attacked, energy pulses ripped through the cruiser's shields. The vessel staggered, and its systems failed. Alien pilots screamed in confusion. They had never faced enemies who anticipated every move before it happened. "Target down," Lieutenant Cole reported. "One cruiser disabled. No human losses." Captain Brooks allowed himself a small smile. "Keep the pressure on. Let them panic." On Earth, Jack Simmons watched the live feeds from the battle. "They are performing beyond expectations," he said. "Every strike, every maneuver shows humans are unpredictable. This is more than survival. This is a statement. The Council underestimated us." Meanwhile, human scouts had intercepted a Council communication ship. They tapped into its signals, decoding messages that revealed critical intelligence. The Council planned a full-scale invasion within weeks. They were sending more ships, more weapons, and expected total compliance from Earth. "This changes everything," Ethan Brooks said. "They think they can overwhelm us, but now we know their plan. We can act before they strike fully."
Humans don't wait. We respond.
Lieutenant Cole nodded. "We hit them where it hurts, then retreat before they can recover. That's our way." The Liberty led a small strike team deeper into the Council fleet. They moved like shadows, darting between massive ships, striking key targets and retreating before the enemy could respond. Energy pulses disabled engines, and small human missiles sabotaged critical systems. Council ships exploded silently, leaving empty husks drifting in space.
Captain, the aliens are confused, Cole said. They don't know where to strike next.
They are trying to regroup. Ethan's eyes narrowed. Good. Keep pushing. Confuse them. Make them waste their energy.
Every second they hesitate is a victory for humanity. On Earth, Dr.
Lily Morgan directed AI-controlled drones to assist the fleet. Each drone moved with lightning speed, intercepting enemy attacks and providing data to human ships. The combination of human creativity and AI efficiency was unlike anything the Council had ever faced. Jason Hill shook his head in amazement. They'll never see this coming in time. They won't, Lily said. That's why we survive. The Council fleet began to adapt, forming defensive lines and attempting to trap the human ships. But humans were unpredictable. Using the asteroid belt, gravitational pulls, and the chaotic orbit of moons, they turned every advantage into a weapon. One moment, a ship would appear behind an asteroid. The next, it would strike a weak point in a cruiser's engine. Captain Brooks sent another message to Earth. Report all damage. Update strategy. Remember, we are not just fighting ships. We are fighting minds. Outthink them, outmaneuver them, and do not lose focus. Meanwhile, small Council detachments attempted to flank human positions near Jupiter. Lieutenant Cole piloted her ship through the swirling storms of the gas giant, dodging energy blasts and striking enemy engines with pinpoint accuracy. They are relentless, she said, but so are we. They may have numbers, but we have skill and determination. That counts for more than they know. As the battle continued, human forces began capturing data from disabled Council ships.
Us.
They learned about alien weapon systems, shield technologies, and command structures. This knowledge would be vital for future engagements. Humanity was not just surviving. They were learning, adapting, and preparing to strike harder. Captain Brooks watched as his fleet regrouped near Saturn's rings. This is working, he said. We are slowing them down. We are damaging their fleet. They expected us to cower, but we are proving that humans cannot be controlled. Dr. Lily Morgan monitored the energy flows of her ships. AI targeting is improving with every strike. Human intuition combined with AI calculation is making us more effective than we imagined. We are turning the tide. On Earth, Jack Simmons addressed a council of military leaders. The first contact shows that humans can fight beyond expectations. Every day we learn more about the enemy. This is the beginning of our campaign, and it is going well. But we must stay vigilant. The Council will respond with greater force. We must be ready. The Council commanders watching the battle unfold were shocked. Humans were not predictable. They did not panic. They adapted faster than any species the Council had previously encountered. Their fleet was smaller, yet their impact was greater. Captain Brooks ordered another attack. This time, human ships targeted the Council command lines. Energy pulses disabled communication links, creating confusion in the alien ranks. Their large ships could not coordinate properly, and their numbers became less effective. Keep pressing, Ethan said. Strike fast, retreat when necessary, and confuse them. Every moment of chaos we create is a victory. Lieutenant Cole maneuvered through debris from exploded cruisers. They thought they could intimidate us, Captain. They thought we would surrender. They are learning the hard way that humans do not bow to anyone. Doctor, Lily Morgan initiated a test of a new weapon in the field. The pulse disrupted the shields of a small Council detachment, allowing human ships to neutralize the threat without losses. This is just the beginning, she said. Once they experience the full force of our technology, they will reconsider every assumption about humans. Back on Earth, Jack Simmons watched the news feeds with pride and determination. Humanity had survived the first strike, learned about the enemy, and struck back effectively. The galaxy would not forget that humans could fight and win, even against overwhelming odds. Captain Brooks gathered his officers once more. Today we tested their fleet. Today we showed humans are clever, brave, and unstoppable when pushed too far. But this is not over. The Council will regroup. They will try again. We must be ready to respond, stronger and smarter. Remember this feeling. Remember that humans fight to survive, and when threatened, we respond without restraint. Lieutenant Cole nodded, her eyes bright with resolve. We will fight, Captain. We will not give in. And we will win, one way or another. The stars seemed to shine brighter over the human fleet. They had survived the first battle. They had learned. They had struck. And in the darkness of space, humanity had made its first true mark on the galaxy. The Council fleet retreated, confused and frustrated. They had underestimated humans, and that mistake would cost them more than they could imagine. Humanity had shown that strategy, courage, and unpredictability could overcome even overwhelming force. Captain Brooks looked at the empty void left by the retreating Council ships. This is only the beginning, he said quietly. The galaxy is watching, and we have shown that humans cannot be ignored, cannot be controlled, and will never surrender. Dr. Lily Morgan smiled at the data streaming in.
They thought humans were weak. They thought they could intimidate us.
They were wrong. Every strike we make teaches them that humans fight like nothing else in the galaxy. And they are just learning that lesson. Across the solar system, humanity regrouped, repaired, and prepared for the battles to come. The first clash had been won. Humans had proven that courage, intelligence, and adaptability could defeat raw power. And they had made a statement the Council would not soon forget. When humans are pushed too far, they respond without restraint. The solar system was quiet now, but the calm was deceptive. The Council fleet had retreated temporarily, regrouping beyond the orbit of Neptune. They had underestimated humans once and paid the price. They would not underestimate them again. Humanity knew this, but Captain Ethan Brooks and his officers were ready.
Captain, sensors indicate the Council is gathering reinforcements, Lieutenant Maya Cole reported. They are preparing for a full-scale invasion.
They will not wait long before they return. Ethan's jaw tightened. Good. Then we strike first. We hit them before they have a chance to organize fully. Humans do not wait for battles to come to us. We take them to the fight. Back on Earth, Ambassador Jack Simmons convened an emergency council. Military leaders, scientists, and engineers filled the room. Jack spoke firmly. The Council believes that their numbers guarantee victory. They are wrong. Humans have skill, courage, and unpredictability. We will use every advantage we have to strike at their fleet, to show them that no one forces humanity to bow. Dr. Lily Morgan activated her control panels. The Aegis-class warships are ready. AI targeting systems are optimized. Weapons are charged. The fleet is prepared to execute complex maneuvers that will confuse the Council and destroy their command structures. This is our chance to change the course of this war. Jason Hill, standing nearby, nodded. We have everything we need. Now we just have to act. The Liberty led the human fleet toward the edge of the solar system. Hundreds of ships moved in formation, but each ship had freedom to act independently, using human intuition and AI assistance to outmaneuver the enemy. Captain Brooks addressed his officers and pilots over the intercom. Today, we fight not just to survive, but to define humanity's place in the galaxy.
Every move we make will show them what humans are capable of. Stay sharp.
Trust your training. Trust each other. And remember, humans never surrender. Lieutenant Cole's eyes shone with determination. We'll make them remember, Captain. They will never forget this day. The first contact came faster than expected. Council ships appeared like shadows against the stars. Massive cruisers, destroyers, and smaller fighters moved as one, confident in their overwhelming power. They did not yet know that humans had learned from the first skirmish. Ethan gave the order, engage. Remember the plan. Strike hard and retreat if necessary. Confuse them, divide them, and hit where they are weakest. Human ships darted through the asteroid belt near Neptune, using the rocks and debris as cover. Energy blasts lit up the void, striking Council ships with precision. AI-guided missiles targeted weak points identified by Dr. Davistatra Morgan's calculations. Council shields faltered, engines stalled, and communications jammed. "Captain, the Council fleet is in chaos," Lieutenant Cole reported. "They can't coordinate."
"They're trying to regroup, but they're failing." "Good," Ethan replied.
Keep pushing. Every second of confusion is a victory. From Earth, Dr. Lily Morgan watched as the battle unfolded. The AI targeting systems had learned from the first skirmish, predicting enemy movements and guiding human ships with incredible accuracy. Human pilots, however, were unpredictable. They darted, dodged, and struck in ways the Council could not anticipate. Jason Hill leaned over the console.
"They'll never see this coming. They thought humans were weak."
They were wrong. That's the point. Humans survive by being clever, by being unpredictable, and by never giving up. Today, we show the galaxy what that means. Captain Brooks led a daring maneuver. The Liberty and a squadron of human ships dove into the center of the Council fleet, drawing fire away from other human forces. Lasers and energy blasts streaked past as they dodged attacks and struck critical targets. Council ships exploded in brilliant flashes, leaving debris drifting through space. Lieutenant Cole guided her ship between two massive cruisers. "We're slicing through their lines, Captain. They're losing formation." Ethan's voice was calm but firm. "Good. Keep going. Focus on command ships first. Without leadership, the rest of their fleet is useless." Council commanders panicked. Their communications were jammed, their ships disabled, and their formations broken. They had underestimated humans, thinking their small fleet would be easy to destroy. Now they realized humans were not only survivors, but strategic, clever, and fearless. On Earth, Jack Simmons watched the live feed. "They've done more than survive."
"They've turned the battle. Humanity is winning."
Dr. Lily Morgan activated a special pulse weapon from the Liberty. The energy wave disabled multiple Council ships at once, leaving them helpless. Humans moved in to finish the strike. Jason Hill grinned. "It's working. Their ships can't move, can't fight, can't coordinate."
This is the moment we prepared for. Humanity will not just survive.
We will dominate the battle. Every move counts.
Every second matters. Captain Brooks directed the fleet to target the Council's command hub, a massive ship that coordinated the fleet. The humans had learned its weak points from intercepted communications. One well-placed strike could cripple the entire Council force. Lieutenant Cole's squadron moved into position. "We're ready, Captain." "Just give the order." Ethan nodded. "Do it." Energy beams tore through the command hub, shields faltered, engines failed, and the Council fleet lost coordination completely. Confusion spread through their forces. Human ships struck again and again, targeting ships with precision and strategy. The enemy could not recover. Council ships began retreating in disorder. Smaller units fled, leaving the larger vessels exposed. The humans pressed the attack, knowing that hesitation could allow the Council to regroup. Captain Brooks sent a message to the Council. This is humanity.
You threatened us. You underestimated us.
We do not bow, we do not surrender, and we will defend ourselves. Leave our system, or face the consequences. There was no immediate response. The Council fleet had never faced such resistance. They had assumed victory before the battle even began. Now they faced a species that refused to obey, that fought strategically, and that struck without fear. Dr. Lily Morgan monitored the data from Earth. AI targeting continues to adapt. Humans are maximizing every advantage. They are unstoppable when they work together. This is the power of human ingenuity. Jason Hill nodded, and they're learning faster than the Council can respond. Every attack teaches them something new. Humans always adapt. The battle reached its climax. Captain Brooks led the Liberty and a small squadron directly into the heart of the remaining Council fleet. They struck at key ships, disabling engines, breaking formations, and destroying weapon systems. Each strike was calculated, yet executed with human intuition and daring. Lieutenant Cole maneuvered between energy blasts. They didn't expect this. They thought humans were small, weak, and predictable. Ethan smiled faintly. That's why we survive. That's why humans always fight back when pushed too far. On Earth, Jack Simmons watched as reports flooded in. Council ships were retreating entirely, leaving the solar system. Humans had won the engagement, and more importantly, they had proven that Earth would not bow to intimidation. Dr. Lily Morgan deactivated the pulse weapon systems. The Council fleet is retreating. Humanity has achieved victory for now, but this is just the beginning. They have seen what humans can do. They will think twice before returning. Today, humans have done what no one expected. Today, humans have done what no one expected. We have survived, fought, and won. The Council learned a lesson. Humans do not surrender. Humans do not obey when threatened. And humans fight back without restraint. Remember this feeling. Remember how we won. And remember, humanity is only beginning to show its strength. Lieutenant Cole smiled.
They will never forget this day, Captain. The galaxy knows now that humans are dangerous when pushed too far.
On Earth, Jack Simmons addressed the world. The first engagement has ended in our favor. Humanity has defended itself against a power we were told we could not resist. We have shown the galaxy that humans are clever, brave, and unstoppable when threatened. This is our message. Earth will not be controlled, and humanity will not be broken. Dr. Thomas, Lily Morgan looked at the reports. They thought humans were weak.
They thought we would submit. They were wrong.
This battle proves that our species is capable of anything when forced to defend itself. The Council underestimated human intelligence, courage, and adaptability, and that was their greatest mistake. Captain Brooks watched the stars from the bridge of the Liberty. The Council had retreated for now, but humanity had grown stronger. They had learned, adapted, and fought strategically. The galaxy would never see humans the same way again. Lieutenant Cole placed a hand on his shoulder. We did it, Captain.
Humanity won, Ethan Brooks nodded. We did more than survive.
We proved who we are. The galaxy now knows what happens when humans are pushed too far, and they will remember it for a long time. As the human fleet returned to Earth orbit, the planet itself seemed to shine brighter. Humanity had faced the impossible and survived. They had fought against overwhelming power and had emerged victorious. The Council had underestimated them. and humanity had responded without restraint. For the first time, the galaxy knew that humans were clever, fearless, and unstoppable when challenged. Humanity had not just survived, they had made a statement that would echo across the stars. And somewhere, far beyond the edges of the solar system, the Council began to rethink everything. Humans were not a minor species. Humans were a force that could not be ignored. They had been warned, and now the galaxy would remember the name of Earth. Captain Brooks stood on the bridge of the Liberty, watching the stars. "This is only the beginning," he said. "The galaxy knows who we are now, and they will not forget. Humanity responds without restraint, and when the time comes, we will always fight to survive." Lieutenant Cole nodded. "And we will always win, Captain. That's what humans do." The sun rose over Earth once again, shining on a planet that had defended itself against the greatest power it had ever faced. Humanity had survived, adapted, and struck back with courage and intelligence. They had proven that when pushed too far, humans would respond without restraint, and the galaxy would never forget.